Right now, you and I are connected through the single largest, most complicated machine ever built by human hands. It's like a global nervous system, this invisible web of cables and satellites that links us all. But this incredible thing we call the internet, it didn't start with some big, flashy explosion. Nope. It began with a crash.
So picture this. It's October 29th, 1969. A student programmer at UCLA sits down to send the very first message over this brand new network, the ARPANET. The goal was pretty simple, right? Just type login to connect to a computer 350 miles away. What could go wrong? Well, pretty much everything.
He types the L, it goes through. Great. He types the O, still working. Then he hits G, and the whole system just dies. It completely crashed, so the very first message of the digital age wasn't some profound statement, it was LO, as in, lo and behold, I guess. It's kind of the perfect, humble, accidental start for something that would totally change everything.
But why did this network even exist in the first place? Well, the answer isn't about connecting people or sharing information. It's actually rooted in the paranoia and fear of the Cold War. The internet was basically designed to survive a nuclear apocalypse.
That was the big, terrifying question for the US military. All their communication systems were centralized. One big command center. So if one bomb hits the right spot, poof, the whole thing goes down. They needed a network with no center at all. A web that could take a direct hit and just keep on working.
And the solution they came up with was honestly brilliant. It's called packet switching. Think of it like this. You want to mail a book to a friend. Instead of putting the whole book in one box, you rip out every single page, put each page in a separate envelope, and mail them all individually. They might take totally different routes, but they all get to your friend, who then reassembles the book. That's packet switching. Information just finds a way around any damage. And so the foundation was built, piece by piece. The space race gave us ARPA, which built ARPANET. Then came email, which was huge because it turned a network for machines into a network for people. But the real birthday of the internet as we know it, that was 1983, Flag Day. That's when everyone switched to one universal language, TCP/IP. It was the digital handshake that let all these separate little networks talk to each other, creating one single unified internet.
Okay, so now we have the infrastructure, this amazing network of networks. But for you or me, it was completely useless. It was a world of command lines and complicated code. For the internet to really take off, it needed a friendly face.
And this is a really important difference to get. The internet is the physical stuff, the cables, the routers. Think of it like the roads and highways. The World Wide Web, which came way later, is all the stuff on the roads. It's the websites, the shops, the billboards, the cat videos. The web runs on the internet.
Then in 1989, this guy at CERN, Tim Berners-Lee, he invented the three things that made the web possible. HTML, the language to actually build a web page, URLs, so every page has a unique address, and HTTP, the way to go out and grab those pages. And here's the most important part. He gave it all away to the world for free.
But the thing that really poured gasoline on the fire was the Mosaic browser in 1993. Because all of a sudden, the web wasn't just boring text anymore. It had pictures, it had colors, it was visual. And that kicked off the absolute madness of the 90s, the screech of the dial-up modem, the gold rush of the dot-com bubble, a total Wild West.
So after that dot-com bubble spectacularly burst, and all the goofy ideas got cleared out, the internet was ready for its next big change. The entire relationship between us, the users, and the network itself was about to be completely flipped upside down.
The big shift was from what we call Web 1.0, which was basically read-only. It was like a giant digital library. You went there to consume information. But Web 2.0 was read-write. It was interactive. We weren't just the audience anymore. We became the creators. The internet stopped being a library and started being a global conversation.
And the platforms that defined this new era just exploded onto the scene. Wikipedia proved that, a crowd of strangers actually can build an encyclopedia. Facebook and YouTube made our own lives and videos the main attraction. But the real earthquake was the iPhone in 2007. The internet was no longer a place you went to on your computer. It was just always there in your pocket. We stopped going online because we were never offline.
So now you've got billions of people all creating content all the time. This created a brand new problem, a literally infinite supply of information, but the same very finite supply of human attention. And just like that, the battle for our eyeballs began.
To win that battle,
companies built these incredibly powerful algorithms to figure out what would keep us scrolling. The old chronological timeline, it died, and it was replaced by the personalized feed. And this had some serious side effects, right? It created echo chambers, it led to massive data collection on all of us, and it allowed misinformation to spread like wildfire, because it turns out outrage is really, really engaging.
And this whole era, you could argue, reached its peak with TikTok. TikTok didn't care about your friends or your family. Its algorithm was purely based on your interests, and it could figure out what you wanted to see with scary precision. It's basically a finely tuned machine built to understand and serve up human dopamine hits one after another.
And that brings us right up to today, to what might be the biggest shift of all. For its entire history, the internet was a place we stored human knowledge, a library. But now, it's becoming an intelligence itself. You could say the internet is finally waking up.
The moment everything changed was late 2022, when OpenAI released ChatGPT. All of a sudden, the machine wasn't just showing us things that humans had made, it could create things, all by itself. It could write a poem, or code a program, or just talk. The internet wasn't a passive tool anymore, it was an active participant.
We're moving from the old way, searching for information that already exists, to a brand new way, generating new information on demand. The internet is transforming from being our library into being our creative partner.
It's wild to think about. In just over 50 years, we went from a system that crashed after typing hello to this. This thing has helped cure diseases and topple dictators. It's also brought us deep polarization and a total loss of privacy. It really is a perfect mirror of us, reflecting our greatest achievements and our absolute worst impulses.
And that's really the question we're left with, isn't it? From a military experiment to a global brain, this has always been a story about our deep, messy, beautiful need to connect with each other. But this machine, it's still learning. So as it continues to evolve, we have to ask ourselves, where on earth does this story go from here?
Please like and subscribe.